Good afternoon, all of you. I'm Dr. Lata Chari. I'm professor and head of the department for the School for Securities Information and Research at NISM. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you for this online webinar on trading in equity and technical analysis. So we start away directly with what I would like to interact with all of you today on this specific webinar. Okay, so let us start. I hope I'm quite audible and everybody is able to listen. Yeah. So if you can't listen, maybe you can put it on the chat box. So I'll keep the chat box minimized and kept somewhere here on the screen so that if at all there is any trouble, I will be able to look at it from the chat box. I would like to take most of your questions through the chat box, right? So you can put your questions, you can write your messages on the chat box, and then we will deal with them one by one at the end of the session, right? And if there is any audio issue, etc., so you can put it again on the chat box, and then I can actually see. The Q&As, of course, can come in at the very end. We will look at the Q&A on the Q&A box at the very end of the session and deal with various questions. Otherwise, I think I have the chat box open in the corner of my screen. And if you have anything which is something you need to communicate immediately, you can actually put it on the chat box. Yeah. So otherwise, you can put all your questions in the Q&A box, right? So with these few words of how we are going to go about the session, we will start off with the session directly. So warm welcome once again to all of you for this webinar on trading in equity and technical analysis. So the agenda is we are going to look at the investment scenario, how it has changed specifically for a retail investor. We are also going to deal with what are the key investment challenges which a retail investor is facing today and how we can manage these challenges is what we are going to look at in our today's session. Okay, so let's look at how the investment scenario has changed. I think I will make this small so that you can see the equity better, and then I'll keep this chat box also minimized so that it is better visible. So I'm audible quite well, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's continue. So what are the key changes to the investment scenario now? Why is it becoming important for people to understand equities? The question that comes up is, my father never bothered about equities, right? Or maybe you can go behind some 20 years ago and say that we as investors were not interested in equity as an asset class, maybe some 20, 30 years ago. And why is it that today this has become so important? What is really happening, right? So the investment scenario has changed quite a lot. Okay, so what are the changes? We will start with what were the traditional investment products and move down to the current products. See, traditionally we had real estate, gold, silver, real assets. So these were investment products, and in addition to being investment products, these assets also served some purpose in our lives. Okay, so we used to invest in products which were both used and which also gave us a cushion against risk. We could sell them off and realize money if at all we landed into some trouble. Okay, so traditional products were therefore more real and they served two purposes. One is they could be used for something. For instance, gold generally took the form of jewelry. I could use it, and if I'm in trouble, I could go and sell it off, right? Same was applicable to silver and to a limited extent to real estate. Okay. Then we had bank fixed deposits, which became really, I should say, famous. And a lot of people would just go and take a FD, which is what it was called, right? And then for 3 years, for 5 years. So we used to go and take these term deposits. Post office savings schemes were really a big hit in the 80s. Okay, so people used to put their money into the NSCs, the Kisan Vikas Patras, and then the post office savings schemes, which gave some decent returns and which were guaranteed. In addition to this, we had the chit funds. Of course, PF was there and it is even now there, the Provident Fund investments, which is again mandatory in the salaried class. Among all salaried class, we have PF as a big and important saving. Okay. So these are the traditional products. In addition, all of us can remember that we used to invest in endowment policies and insurance schemes which were more thought of as investment products rather than risk management products. Okay, so these were the very popular traditional investment products we had. The question is, are they not there now? They are all there now, but then they don't seem to be creating adequate wealth for all of us. And therefore, we have had a reason to move out of them and to adopt the current products, which I've given in the second part of my PPT here. Okay. So let's just quickly understand for a minute why these products are no longer so useful if we want to create wealth. What we know is bank fixed deposit, post office savings schemes are no longer wealth creating products. They do offer bank deposits are even now there, but what they offer to us is so less that many times they don't even compensate us for the inflation which we are seeing. So they have no longer become, they are no longer wealth creating products, and therefore there is a need to move away from FD. Insurance is actually a risk management product. What it really does is to save you from the financial risk of an unfortunate event that can happen. Neither does it help mitigate the event, nor does it save you from the event. What it does is it gives you financial support in case the unfortunate event happens. So it's more like a risk management product and not so much a wealth creation product. Okay. Coming back to real estate, gold and silver, here what happens is gold and silver are even now there, and we have the financialized gold product which is available to us today. But then real estate, both traditionally and today also, are are an investment product which are out of the reach of a small retail investor, right? So is it possible for me to buy and sell land and building as an investment product with the disposable additional incomes which we have with us, right? So is it possible for us to really deal with real estate as an investment product is an important question. And many of us would answer that maybe I would look for a home to stay, but not invest in a house just for an investment purpose where I can buy and sell them off. And then there are various legal and other issues surrounding it, and liquidity is another key issue, etc., etc. So what has happened is the new scenario has forced the retail investor to move away from these products and start adopting the current products, which is what I have given in the second part of my PPT down here. So as retail investors, we are now forced to move and adopt these products. So what are they? We have the equities. Many of you know what it is, I suppose. So under equity, we have the primary market issue, which is famously known as IPO, and many of you can choose to invest into them. And we have the secondary market, which has become really famous in the past 3 years, going by the data of number of new folios that have opened up here or new demat accounts that have come into the secondary market in the past 3 years. So people have done the transition moving from here into adopting these current products. Based on data, that's what we can understand. But having said that, the next thing is we also have the mutual funds. So what is mutual funds? Within it's a specialized investment vehicle that provides various investment opportunities which can be broadly classified as equity and equity schemes where investment is predominantly into equity asset classes. We have balanced schemes which actually divide the money into both equity and debt schemes. As a simple example, and within equity schemes, we have growth and dividend, we have open-ended, closed-ended, we have index funds, ETFs, thematic funds. So a range of offerings are made by mutual funds today aimed at the new retail investor. What mutual funds do is they help us to invest more easily. And when we talk about challenges, we'll try to understand the role of mutual funds and how they help us to navigate through some of the challenges. Okay, so they provide a variety of different products under the mutual funds aimed at different investment goals and at different categories of investors. The next product is gold. Like I said here we had the physical gold. Now we have the financial gold in the form of sovereign gold bonds, gold ETF, gold derivatives. So these gold as an asset class has become something very important in the last 1 decade, and we see that a lot of investors who were earlier investing in gold only for investment purposes, that is not for use as jewelry, etc., have transitioned partly into the financial gold. Okay, so this is another asset class and a current product which is actually gathering steam. Then we have the REITs, which is a financial real estate investment trust. What it has as an underlying is the commercial buildings as properties, and it tries to pay out the rentals to investors, and capital appreciation comes out of appreciation in the underlying commercial investment property. A new asset class which is expected to be not so volatile like the equities and also generate some, I will say, minimum returns periodically. Then, of course, the debt continues to remain a new, not so new, but a well-known asset class, and it continues to be an important asset class among the retail investors today. So we actually subscribe to corporate bonds and non-convertible debentures, which are still prevailing among the retail investors today, right? So now what has happened is because of the problems with these traditional products, a lot of us, in order to create wealth, we have been forced to move to these new asset classes and take them up. Okay, so the next question which we come to here is about, okay, we have the new asset classes now. We know that we've been what shall I say, because of the changes in scenario, we have been pushed to investing into these new asset classes if we want to create wealth. So what are all the key challenges to a retail investor who is now making this transition, right? The key challenges are actually, the first one is the decision-making challenge. Okay, you can ask me, yeah, earlier also we were making a decision between gold and choosing between NSE investments, post office investment schemes, okay, and making a choice. So how does the decision making become more challenging? So let me tell you how the decision making has become more challenging first. As retail investors, we were investing in a bank deposit scheme. What we used to do is the deposit used to first of all give us a guaranteed return. So it used to say that I'm going to give you 8%, 9%, 10%, whatever it promises, there used to be a guaranteed return component, which used to make me feel comfortable. On the minimum front, this is what I'm going to get. This is what I'm signing up for. It used to have a tenure, which would be 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. So I know that my money is going to lie with the bank for this extended period of time in which I don't really plan to take out the money. So there was some amount of certainty with respect to two things. One is what it is going to give me as a return. And the second important thing is the time duration. I have to keep this money for 3 years. I have to spare this money for 5 years. So I would have clarity with both these issues when I invested earlier. Now, the first thing is when you transition yourself from this to these asset classes, what happens is neither the returns are guaranteed nor the duration is specified in any of these as investments, except of course some of the closed-ended schemes, etc., etc. So what happens is I have to first make an entry decision, right? I have to choose, I have to decide when to enter and put my money into either equities or mutual funds, etc., etc., which is a decision we have been taking earlier also. But the second and more important decision is the exit decision, right? We may be making the entry decision, but like before, money used to come back to me at the end of 5 years. It used to come back to me at the end of 3 years on its own, right? And I knew that I'm going to get this much return at the end of these years. It made investment management easy or relatively simpler for a retail investor. Even insurance funds used to tell us when we are going to get the money back depending upon the policy we chose to invest in, right? So it used to tell us that this is going to be the money back, you will get this much money at this point of time, etc., etc. Now we have two uncertainties to deal with. One is the returns, and the other is the exit decision. If you don't really exit your investment at the right time, right? So what happens is a profit making investment can turn into a loss making one. So people who are investing into various investments, especially the current investment products, now know that markets are extremely volatile. The return I'm going to get depends. I need to go and book it as profit. I need to go and sell the instrument, book my profit, and realize it. And if I fail to exit, see, suppose I've invested at something like, let us take 1,000 rupees into one of the stocks, A, B, C, D. I'm consciously not taking names right now. Okay. And the stock has actually doubled in a period of 3 years, or it has gone up 4 times. If I fail to take this exit decision, there is a high probability that it can reverse and go down. And then I really don't get to book the profits that I saw on the board. When I say on the board, it is on my trading screens, right? So the exit decision has also become important, which is something we as retail investors have not been doing in the past. So we used to invest and then just keep silent, knowing that this is what I'm going to get. But that is not going to work in the new scenario. You need to be entering, you need to be taking this conscious exit decision, which means you need to be monitoring your investments on a continuous basis. Okay, so the decision making challenges, therefore, can be classified into these three heads, that is, which asset class to invest, when to enter, and what price to enter. This is also very important, and then the exit decision. Coming to execution challenges, most of us are now, the new generation is definitely hands-on with the online terminal, but the older generation is having its own challenges transitioning themselves to the online terminal. not just the online terminal, there are many more other challenges. The evolving trading environment is throwing at you a lot of new choices for the way you would like to execute. So, to give an example, if I just talk about orders, so we are all, many of us know order types as market order, limit order, stop loss order. But added to that, you have a range of new orders coming and flooding the markets. There's something called bracket order, something called cover order. There is something called margin E trading product. There is something called trailing stop loss, market stop loss, limit stop loss. Then you somebody comes and tells you this is good, that is bad, I did this. You just really don't know, first of all, how these are working, and secondly, which to use, one, when, what kind of strategy needs to be aligned with which type of order, and how do I really go about managing these things properly. Where do I see the order execution, how to transition or make this online terminal more friendly for ourselves so that we are able to work towards making better wealth. Okay. Of course, then we have the behavioral issues and biases, which I will come to at the very end. I can see that we are reaching 3:20. The markets are going to close in some time now. For rest of the session, we are going to talk about how we can overcome these challenges, and or if not overcome all of them, can we really manage them in a better manner? So this is what we are going to do in rest of the session. So before going into the investment decision making and the behavioral issues, I would like to showcase NISM's Algo Trading and Analytics Lab, which will help you to actually overcome the execution related challenges that I spoke to you a few minutes back. So let me share with you our NISM Algo Trading and Analytics Lab. So I hope you can see my screen, the lab screen. Yeah, so I'm not seeing any no on the chat box.
No, ma'am, we can't see your screen, ma'am.
See my screen. So let me show. Yeah. So can you see the screen now, please?
Yes, ma'am, we can see your screen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I can see a range of yeses coming there. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Vivek, Vishal. So Vishal Arora, right? Thank you, Sangam. Thank you, all of you. So come back, please take a deep look at the screen. So this is like your online trading terminal, but this screen is provided in a virtual environment. Yeah. So yeah, Kushbu, Vikas, Saurabh, thank you. Okay. So please look at the screens. Okay. So this screen is similar to your online trading screen, but not similar to your mobile app screens. Right. We have a very, very unique offering, which is NISM's Algo Trading and Analytics Lab. What we do really here is this screen or this analytics lab is actually similar. Trading and analytics lab is similar to your online trading environment. The prices you are seeing here, that is the Nifty 50 and Bank Nifty that you are seeing here, are similar to what is happening in the markets today. Today, the markets have fallen steeply, that is 270 points. The index has fallen by 270 points. The Bank Nifty has fallen by about 1,300 points. So the market has seen a reasonably big fall. Okay. So you are seeing that the data on the screen is similar to what is happening in the markets today. This also provides for a back-end environment where you can actually do the buying and selling of the stock in a completely virtual environment. The asset prices, you can see Nifty 50 here, and then here you can see Bank Nifty. You can also have stocks that you would like to see, which are other than Nifty 50 and Bank Nifty. You can calibrate them on the screen and then maybe get to see something like a Yes Bank that you would like to see how it is going, what is happening to its prices. So the front end of the screen is similar to your real life trading screens. At the back end, we have also formulated a risk management system, which is similar to what a broker does when you open a new account with him. Okay, so what we have set up here is a virtual trading environment which brings in the real-time asset prices. Okay, and this can be done from the familiarity or from the convenience of your homes. You can actually log into this terminal. So we bring investment management into your homes or into the places from where you can conveniently attend them, and then we can actually tell you how you can actually navigate the execution part in a more comfortable manner, in the sense that we provide for putting up orders, okay, through this environment. For instance, if you want to or buy Gale or buy Dr. Reddy, how can you actually do it? We also deal with different order types, and then show you how you can actually see in the log window here that it just got executed when I actually put through an order. So what I spoke to you few minutes back in terms of execution challenges and types of orders, what to put when, how to blend your order with the strategy, what kind of order management strategy you should adopt depending upon what you want to do in the markets. So these things you can actually learn hands-on through this online environment. The online environment actually also gives you a facility to do the query in terms of what data you can see through the terminal, what else in terms of your trade, you can see your trades executing, where to go and query for various things. So familiarity about using the system is what gets taught to you when you come on this online trading environment. In addition to the online trading environment, NISM also brings to you a technical charting tool. Okay, this charting tool, you can see that I have loaded the Reliance stock as charts. Let me make the period slightly lower, right before the market closes, right? This data is real time, but it is slightly delayed. So you can see that we have a wonderful charting tool. And along with the charting tool, we also have various other options in this charting tool where actually you can build some conditions. What I'm going to show you just now is one of those conditions that you can build and back test. See, for example, I have built a condition where I would like to look at something like what is called, famously called as a moving average crossover strategy. I'm not going to explain the details of this strategy, but for a layman, it is like if you are from Mumbai, you know that we have the fast train and the slow train, right? So here what I've built is the thick green and I have a thin pink line. Okay, so the green line is actually moving slowly and the pink line is exponential moving average, which is your fast train. Okay, so what we are trying to do is we are trying to build a trend graph of the slow train and the fast train. Okay, and when the fast train moves past the slow train, okay, what it means is this fast train is going to carry my market up. So this is called as a buy signal. Okay, when the fast train actually cuts across the slow train and moves downwards, this is called as a sell signal. So the charting tool builds into itself the ability to build these signals, and then yeah, so the markets have closed and that hoot that you heard is an indication of the fact that the markets have closed. So we won't be able to see the live markets here, but we can continue to discuss this charting tool. So let's continue, right? So this is your sell signal where it has come below your, what shall I say, slow train. Okay, so now I construct a moving average kind of strategy using something called as condition builder here. And then I can back test this strategy. See, this is very important. See, what is the meaning of back testing? Backtesting means that I'm going to construct a simple strategy for investing in the markets. I want to understand if I apply this strategy now, will I make money or will I make losses? Now, what is the best way to check this out? The best way to check this out is what we call as backtesting. Okay, what you do is you move back in time, okay, and say that, see, suppose I had applied this strategy for the past 2 years, for the past 3 years. Would I have made money or would I have lost money in the market, right? So you try to backtest it. So this is a typical backtest report, right, which says that if I had applied this strategy, which I call as moving average here, where the fast train is actually crossing the slow train and coming below the slow train. So it is called as crossover and cross under, right? So if I apply this strategy, I would have lost money. So that's what this backtest report tells me, right? I would have lost 1,207 rupees. So what do I do is, hey there, so this strategy is not working. So should I go with it? So this report also gives you something like a monthly report. See here, you can see that you have only lost money, right? We have not gained money. So we have applied this on, let's do see the back test. Okay, so we have applied this on Bank Nifty. So suppose you apply this on a different stock, you may make money. So what the whole process tells you is it helps you to improvise your decisions with respect to how a strategy can work. And all this happens in a more virtual environment where you need not risk your money without really testing out and seeing what will happen if at all I go ahead with the market. So one is the system provides for various techniques like building the strategies and then executing this, back testing them in a past environment. You can also stress test them for specific days. Now, what is this stress testing? Stress testing is about like choosing. Say, all of you will remember the Brexit, it happened on a specific day. You will remember demonetization happened in the month of November, and then on the day the markets opened after that, they saw a steep fall. Suppose I get caught in one of those days. So what will happen to my investment? Will I be badly affected? So you can actually check such things also using these kinds of tools and techniques. So as an investor, right, you can actually get exposed to a virtual environment of this kind where you are able to first learn the execution, and then you are also able to get into technical analysis, which helps you to take your timing decision with respect to markets in terms of when to enter, when to exit, etc., etc., and gives you slightly more ideas than just that. Okay, so these are some important tools, techniques, and methods which can be learned online in a virtual environment. Now you can see that these markets have closed and now they seem to have, yeah. So it's now, we also have the facility to run this market on a recorded mode where actually we will be replaying the data of an earlier day or doing similar such simulations to help people learn and understand the market in a virtual environment, which is more safe. Okay, which is more safe. So all that you see here in NISM's trading and analytics lab, in terms of its prices, in terms of the risk management system at the back end, is closer to what a broker offers you, but money is virtual. So you can explore, experiment, better understand, and get some confidence in terms of the online environment. Helps you to cross over the execution challenges in a more safer environment. So we came to this just to give you an idea about the kind of trading facility which NISM provides. And mind you, this can be done in an online environment and from the comfort of your homes or any place where you are right now located. What it also needs, if you want to learn using the experiential learning tool, we call this as an experiential learning tool because you are learning more by doing all the things by yourself and not by simply watching a demonstration of this. So what this hands-on learning requires is a Windows terminal and a decent internet connection. Okay, Windows 7 or better and a decent internet connection as of now to be able to do your learning and have a better hands-on experience. Okay, so this is about NISM's trading and analytics lab. Okay, so actually, I also want to add some disclaimers. I'm seeing people who are actually asking me, like, which company is more profitable in the present year. Please remember, we are an educational institution. So when we actually log in and give you instructions, the goal is not to give any investment tips. Okay, so what we are going to help you is to learn investments by yourself and make your own investment choices in a more rational and better manner rather than providing any tips for investment. So as an educational institution, we help you to do these things in a better way yourselves, but I wouldn't call myself an investment advisor at all. And in the process of making you learn either trading or trade execution, we will be definitely talking about companies like maybe Dr. Reddy, HCL, HDFC Bank, etc., etc. But then that does not mean that they are investment tips. They are more like a real-time learning experience and not any advice for investment. So Ajay Kumar is asking, Madam, can we have access to this tool? Yes, Ajay, you can have access to this tool. And I will be taking Q&A at the end of this session. So let me do put across your questions here. Yeah, so let me actually complete other things that I would like to share with you in today's webinar. And then we will take up all your questions, etc., etc. Okay, so now, so we dealt with the execution challenges because I wanted to show you the screens when the markets were on and working. Okay, the screens are getting live asset prices from the exchanges and providing you a real life learning experience. Okay, so I just wanted to show that to you and then come back to this. So we were talking about investment challenges to a retail investor. So first is the decision-making challenge, which asset class, right? So now your which asset class, what are all the asset classes? We have debt, equity, we have commodities, right? And then where do you really want to put your money, right? So the question is about where you want to put this money, whether you want insurance, whether you want mutual funds, where would you like to put your money is the first question. Okay, so this asset class decision depends upon your investment goals. How long can you spare your money, and do you really want to create wealth or you want to protect yourself from some risk? Like I told you earlier, insurance policies help to protect yourself from various risks. Life insurance, of course, is not going to work to mitigate the risk. That is, it's not, life insurance policy is not going to reduce the risk of death. What it really does is, in the event of the assured person facing death, the family gets financial support. So insurance policies are risk management tools that help you to overcome your financial risk that arises out of the death of a breadwinner. Okay, so basically you understand your products with more clarity and then make your investment choices. So if you're thinking of risk management, so you go for insurance. If you want wealth creation, we have these products. Now, these products are having different kinds of risks and they have different kinds of returns. Before you make your choices of where to put your money, you need to map your investment goals with what the product offers. And you also need to think about how much risk I can take. Do I need this money very soon? Or can I spare this money for a long period of time? So you need to actually make your choices depending upon these various critical questions. Okay, so once you decide which asset class, of course, at this juncture, I would also like to share something. We have come across a latest report by SEBI, which specifically talks about retail investor, and it is out in the papers and on the websites, etc., etc. So this report is generally talking about derivatives. I have consciously not put derivatives as an current product here, mainly because derivatives as a product needs you to first educate yourself properly before you put your hands on into it. Okay, so 9 out of 10 retailers have not made money by playing in the derivatives. That is what SEBI report says. So the question is, should retailers work with derivatives? Definitely you can hedge with derivatives, but whether you want to trade with derivatives, do so only after learning and knowing the product properly. So when I talk about asset classes, I do want to really say that finally know your products properly before you put your hands into any of them. Okay, so I spoke about entry decision and exit decision. I also spoke about the execution challenges, which is what I showed you the terminal, right? And then we get into the idea behind this session is to deal with all these issues. So coming to the behavioral issues, which is something I have not spoken about, right? The behavioral issues, I'm not highlighting all of them, but I'm showing some of the very, very common and often found behavioral issues among various investors. The first behavioral issue is overconfidence. Now, what is this overconfidence all about? It is about thinking that I know everything. Okay. So it comes out of the fact that you believe that you know everything, and therefore, or you believe that this stock is going to make a lot of money, or this derivative contract is going to shower you with a lot of wealth, and you are so confident with it that you are ready to bet disproportionate amounts on that specific strategy. So overconfidence can turn out to be a big loser, right? And you need to be careful about this overconfidence as a behavioral bias. The second behavioral bias is about regret.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Your PPT is not visible, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Is the PPT visible?
Yes, ma'am, your PPT is visible. And one more question. Sri Sanjeev Bajaj sir told that this kind of session can be organized in schools or colleges. So this is the query. You may resolve later, ma'am.
Yeah. See, we will take up queries separately. So let's finish the basics. Okay. Right. We'll take up all the queries separately and deal with all of them. Yeah. So the second thing is about regret. What is this regret all about? The regret is many times when your investment decision goes wrong, you actually fail to close it down, right? You will think that, see, like I told you, no entry and exit decisions are there. If your entry decision goes wrong, when are you proved wrong? You are proved wrong when you go in with the exit decision. Means I bought a stock thinking that it is going to go up, but now it has started going down. Now, if it has started going down, we all know that the markets will keep moving up and down. So what we tend to do is we tend to tell ourselves, no, it will go up, back up. No, it will go up, back up. And you keep on holding to it because thinking that if you go and do the selling when it is going down, you are booking losses in the product and you are proved that your decision is wrong. So you don't want to face that regret, right? And many times people tend to keep on holding to their loss making positions and they really don't get out of it. Chasing a trend is another behavioral issue. So the idea is how can we overcome, if not overcome, manages these challenges better. With respect to investment decision making, we have the fundamental analysis and technical analysis as important tools for taking a better investment decision. Okay. And of course, between trading and investment itself, there is a lot of dilemma that is there among the new investors today. Which is more risky, which is less risky, right? Which is better, etc., etc. So this is an important decision to take when you are taking your investment decisions. Next is about execution challenges. We present NISM's lab as an opportunity, learning opportunity, an experiential learning tool that can be used by investors in large numbers to be able to navigate the execution challenges in a more smooth manner. Then the behavioral issues, how to really deal with them, the overconfidence, regret, chasing a trend, etc., can be dealt with in a more logical manner. For instance, your overconfidence can be dealt with if you remember that you are competing with computers, institutional investors, many others who have a lot of data and are there with you. And the very thought that they can be many times stronger than you can help you manage your overconfidence. Regret can be managed through discipline and having clear cut investment rules and trading rules and defining exit, etc., etc. Chasing a trend can be tackled with contrarian thinking, data-based decisions, etc., etc. Now, having given you a quick outline of how the investment scenario has changed, why a retail investor is moving towards more current investment products, what are the challenges related to those products, we want to also present to you in this session more concrete solutions with respect to how you can actually deal with them. NISM is actually coming out with a program which is known as online certificate course in investment management. This course is delivered online, okay, which means it will be in the weekends, predominantly in the weekends, and it is going to be an online course. This course, the unique thing with respect to this course is it is going to blend the theory of investment management, because the various things we have spoken about, with the exclusive hands-on trading, using trading and investment, I should say, using the algo trading and analytics lab that I actually showed all of you a few minutes back. This course is going to be a weekend course, and this brochure is available online, and the program is available for investors at large. Who else can take? Definitely students who are pursuing financial market programs or for that matter, other programs in various colleges and institutions across the country can actually participate in this program to have a better understanding and prepare yourself for roles related to dealer, etc., etc., which are available, relationship managers, dealers, which are actually available with various broking houses. Okay, so I will just dwell upon few important structural aspects of this course. This course is having two levels. One is called the basic level, another is called as the advanced level. In the basic level, we are going to deal with stock selection and various both trading and investment strategies. We are also going to deal with technical analysis along with the tool that I have demonstrated to you a few minutes back. So you will get an hands-on access to the tool and you will be able to execute these things, do the back testing, see everything. So we will have instructions related to different types of indicators, how to understand this indicator and then how to use them, how to build various strategies, how to backtest them, how to tweak these strategies, come across or evaluate them, etc., etc. So this is being taught at the basic level, which is called as basic level in investment management. So we will also help you to see through the execution related challenges. The advanced level of this program is going to deal with basic derivatives, derivative trading strategies, and integrate technical analysis with advanced derivative trading. Okay, so this is about the course. You can actually see more about the course on the NISM website, CCIM. Okay, nism.ac.in/CCIM. Now, few more things on this course. Okay, this program is going to be a weekend program. So whether you are a working person or you are going to college, you can actually join the program. The program duration is going to be 40 hours. There will be approximately 20 hours of video sessions and 20 hours of, you should note, instructor-led online sessions, which means these online sessions, there will be an instructor like the webinar you have seen just now. Okay, so we will have our specialized instructors who will be coming and doing this session live. Now, here, in order to make this program, what I will say, more realistic and closer to markets, we will be having a few hours of this session going up to 6 hours. That is the live instructor led sessions. Okay, 6 to 9 hours of this session happening on weekdays. So there will be around 6 hours of sessions which will be on live market happening on weekdays during market hours. The idea is to familiarize all the investors with respect to give you a more hands-on feel of how you can actually work through the online terminals and make it better. Okay, so again, the first level, which is the basic level, is going to give you insights first into stock selection, more from not does not really go into valuation and things like that in great detail, but gives you simple tools and open source data resources which you can actually use to take your decisions related to selecting stock. Open source data means not subscribed data. So free for all data sources we will be using, and giving you examples of how various fundamental tools can be used for making your stock selection decisions. That is, when to enter, what is the right price, how to decide on the right price, when to exit. So these things are getting taught in an organized manner. There will be few prerequisite videos followed by instructor led session, then some more videos, followed by instructor-led sessions. So it is not that a 20-hour video is dumped to you and then we are having 20-hour sessions. This flow of the video session and instructor-led session is going to be dynamically managed, keeping the rigor and understanding that you are all able to understand what is being taught once you enroll into these sessions. Okay, similarly, we have the advanced level where we are concentrating on derivatives and advanced technical analysis. The progression is expected to be basic level followed by advanced level. We would strongly recommend that even though you feel that I know, you should get into the basic level and then get into the advanced level, because in this basic level there are so many operational nitty-gritties that are useful if you are coming to the advanced level. Okay, right? Starting from the kind of orders, etc., right? And which order to use when, because many people can read the orders, but when you go and execute them, it becomes very different. So the idea is to get a hands-on understanding of this and then go into this advanced level. Okay, so we will be giving a certificate of completion, okay, to all participants who will clear the exams, and there will be a certificate of participation for those who attend lectures as specified in this brochure. This brochure can be accessed from the NISM website. And we are now going open on enrolling people for this program. So you can actually go online. The program is available. You can check the eligibility conditions once, and it is available to all kinds of participants across board. So with this, I come to end of my presentation on what we were planning to do today. Right, I'm open to taking questions. So let me just see. There are a whole range of questions. Right. I want to make one thing very clear. Though the course is called a certificate course in investment management, this is not a mandatory certificate. It is a voluntary certification program. Okay. The program is titled as certificate course. It is more instructional, and the goals of the program is like this: how to actually overcome decision-making challenges, execution challenges, and we will touch upon some of the behavioral issues, because this human emotion of greed, fear, uh, it's all human emotion, right? It can't be completely wiped off. But then how we can manage them better? So that's why manage them better is what we are looking at. So Sujit is asking, can I know all the basics, but I don't have any technical knowledge? Yeah, I want to tell Mr. Sujit that we are not looking for big prerequisites to enter into this program. We are going to have bridge course videos. You will be asked to go through the bridge course videos to familiarize yourself with some of the things which are in the nature of primary prerequisites to come into this program, and then you can join the program. So we are not looking for a commerce graduate or someone who knows finance to come into this program. The program is going to be pitched at a very base level, starting with basics, and the tools we are going to discuss with will be simple tools. It does not mean that simple tools don't work. We will try to find simpler solutions to problems which relate to investment. Okay, so that's what we are going to try and do, and enable you with these as a first step so that you can improvise on them and then take them ahead. Okay, so I can see, are there any credentials you need? Yes, there are credentials. We will be sharing some exe files which you can install. The whole process takes something like, I will say, hardly 10 minutes for you to install that software on your system. The prerequisites are you need a Windows operating system. We want you to work with your laptops. It will not work on mobile phones. So the hands-on sessions, you have to be there with your laptop and desktop, a Windows terminal with Windows 7 or above, and you need to ensure good internet connectivity. I think most people have good connectivities today, and this format of the program has been tested and delivered, and we have actually trained about 800 odd people during the COVID period using this format of online training, what I'm talking to all of you about. Okay. Are there any credentials? Yes, there are credentials, Monish. We will be giving you those details if you enroll for the program. Can we get recorded class? I am not sure whether this webinar recording is getting onloaded or loaded onto NISM's website. Maybe it will get loaded onto NISM's website. But as far as the online investment course is concerned, the recorded video sessions, which are live and instructor led, will be provided for a limited period of time, something like a maximum of 3 months. So you will not be allowed to download those videos, but you will be allowed to access those videos for a period of 1 to 3 months. Okay, if you enroll for the online investment management program. So access is very simple. Many people have been able to access the online terminal very easily. We will be sharing an exe file, like I told you. If you don't know basics, nothing to worry. You can still get into the program. How can we invest in mutual funds? Yes, of course. You need to have a three-in-one account, which is a better way. And there are so many mutual fund distributors available today. So we can, of course, go through distributors in case you want them. Most banks also offer you support with respect to investing into mutual funds. Mm, Query organized in various schools and colleges. Yes, this program can be organized for various schools and colleges and customized to the needs of the schools and colleges also. By tweaking the level of the program, we can customize it to the needs of your schools and colleges. So what are the tools to best analyze? Yes, that is going to be dealt with as part of the investment management curriculum. And we will be dealing with the tools there. We will please share the PPT screen again. PPT is not visible. I know all the basics, but I don't have technical and analytical knowledge, right? So the course can solve some of your problems. SK, okay. NISM certified mutual fund. We want to do. See, certification for investment purpose. Basically, this course is aimed at providing you with the right knowledge content and a unique resource which can help you to solve your online execution related issues. So it is a blend of decision making, execution, and completion of the whole thing. So the program is a unique blend aimed at various investors, schools, and colleges. Okay, so that's what this program offers. It is not a certification in the sense of the mandatory certification, which NISM is actually having, right? Where actually you will enroll, you will be given a PDF book, and you have to learn yourself, write the exam, and get the certificate. So this is more instructional and a training program and not a mandatory certification. This is for investment in equities. We are not discussing mutual funds in the online program, what I have shared with you just now. Okay. So if you are preparing for equity derivative, I don't think the advanced level could be useful. Okay, like I told you, if you are part of a school or a college, and if the college wants to offer it, you can actually get in touch through the website, and then there can be courses which can be tweaked to your requirements, which will blend the trading environment with the respective theory and offer it to you. Okay, certification on technical analysis. This is a blend of both, Madhukar. Okay, will that be sufficient? See, as far as learning goes, no, learning is a continuous process. So what this whole program will do is it will help you to get started in a more, what shall I say, learned way. Okay, in a more learned manner with the right type of knowledge, right type of information, etc., etc. But as you know, knowledge is never ending and things are changing. Life itself is a learning experience. So if you ask me, uh, will it be sufficient? It will be sufficient to start, but learning is never ending. So nothing is having an end when it comes to learning. Okay, you will have to keep updating yourself. But today, if you feel that a lot of these things I'm not able to understand properly, we are getting you started. But definitely, I can promise you that NISM will keep offering advanced and more advanced programs of this format coming to all of you. So look out on the NISM's website, and then you will find them all to be extremely good, well thought out, after taking into consideration the gaps that are there in various other programs, which are offered by various other institutions. So Book of Taxman that you can refer to. I don't know what is the context, right? Yeah, the platform we will be using is the one that I have shown to all of you. It is called as NISM Trading and Analytics Lab. Analytics, because when you do the derivatives, a lot of Greeks and other things are blended on as part of data in the derivative section. And therefore, we are not going to just to deal with fundamental analysis that limits itself to accounting information. We are also going to deal with a lot of trading activity related data, Greeks, etc., etc., which can be seen on the terminal. So that is why it is called as Algo Trading and Analytics Lab. The system that I showed you also has algo strategy. Some of the algo strategies are demonstrated through the system, but as part of the basic program, we are not going to deal with those. So can you please update the timelines? Yes, we are going to be updating the timelines of CCIM. Milind, thank you for that, what shall I say, remark. Okay, so I can only see a lot of thank yous. PGP, PGDM course, please refer to the website. Online certificate course in investment management, yes. So any other, let me get into the Q&A section. Yes, I think how can we get an idea of a day's range in a stock? Voice is audible, chat disabled, late, how much topic is covered? I think not much was covered. You have come in at 3:10, Sujit. So how can we download? Yes, if you enroll for the program, we will give access to that, Akshay. Uh, Yeah, if you Hari Shankar, Akshay. Today we are not talking about option trading strategies. This is called as online certificate course in investment management. Look for the fact that it is actually, if you want to really get into this, please check out whether it is giving you access to the algo trading and analytics lab. This one, exclusive hands-on trading in algo and trading analytics lab. So this is what is the unique blended offering. So it is called as online certificate course in investment management. So I think exact website of NISM, www.nism.ac.in. Uh, See the timeline for the course. Once the course begins, we are expecting it to be delivered the basic level about, I will say, in less than 2 months. Okay, and then the advanced level will take slightly longer duration. We will be sharing the complete timetable of this level, right, in the beginning itself, so that if you are a college student or someone who is working, you can appropriately work around your other engagements and spare time for this course. Okay, so we will be sharing the whole timetable across upfront in the beginning so that you are able to manage your other engagements. We are doing this, Milind. Thank you. Which tools best analyze the market? Yes, we will be dealing with it as part of the program. Economics student, see, you will bring in new dimensions into the class, Vijay. Which can be more in the form of economic indicators. So definitely economic students are welcome. PPT in the group, yes, Ashutosh, you can arrange to send the PPT to all of them.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, so Ashutosh, is there any question you think we should address? There is no placement after you complete this course, right? So it is more like enhancing employability, but we are not offering any placement as an attachment to this course. Uh, Prepare for investment advisory level 1 exam. Uh, some part related to equities you may be learning as part of this, but investment advisory is much larger than what we are actually dealing with here, because here we are dealing with only equity and equity derivatives across the basic and the advanced course. How will this course be helpful in future? It is going to be helpful today and helpful in future also, right? In the sense that, uh, see, it is going to hone up your investment skills. So if you are someone who is planning to manage your investments, see, investment, I believe, is for all. It is not for just A, B, C, or D. So the program is not for only someone who is trying to look for an employment in this space. It is also for someone who is managing his own money, right? So you may take the advice of various advisors, etc., in the market, but to be able to think on your own and evaluate various things. So this program actually enables you not only to just look at it from an employment angle, but you can also look at the program from someone who is managing his or her own investments. So we are going to give you a broad platter of various things, which will hone up your ability to make your own choices based on whoever is advising you. Okay, so in order to understand how to manage your own investments, so this program is therefore aimed at all. It is aimed at college graduates who are doing various programs across different colleges and would like to come into this space. You will make a good beginning in the right direction. And if you're managing your own investments, I think you should not miss this program. Okay. So when will the NISM campus ambassador be open for the current batch? Akshay, why don't you drop a mail at the right contact which is given there, and they will be answering you about it. This campus ambassador program is a wonderful program. So please drop your mail there. Many engineering into the domain of finance should have an understanding of basic coding skills, SQL, etc. To answer this question, I need to know your age. How old are you? And then, is it really worthwhile to spend your time learning these things? Right? With chatbot, what is there today? It is throwing all Python codes ready to use. Right? So the world is going somewhere. Whether you should have some coding skills for a student, I will say, yeah, it is good. Whether it should be SQL or Python is a choice depending upon where you want to apply it, right? So it is good to have some Python related coding skills, but this world is moving so fast that moment before you learn that, a chatbot might give you an answer which you can copy paste, and many of you know how to do it, right? Anyway, it's good to learn and have some coding skills, because we all, the data which we have today is becoming explosive. It's not possible for human mind to analyze all this data and then be able to come to conclusions. So I think it's always good to have some IT skills and coding skills that help you process data better. Okay. How long enrolling in the BOSIC course? At least for a month after you complete the program. NISM Series 10 material to study is provided once you enroll for the certification course. Additional material, you will have to check out the websites. Okay, so that is about the different Q&A, right? And then I think we are coming to the close of this, and I have dealt with almost all questions, right? So you can join even if you are from a technical background, Nagarjun Reddy. Yeah, so yeah, BTech, not an issue. You have to go through the basic program module, Nagarjun Reddy, right? We are going to offer video sessions, right? And then there will be instructor-led session where you can, various questions related to the video session will be dealt with, yeah. So you can enroll in, yeah. So thank you very much, all of you, for joining this online webinar, and thanks all of you. So let's close the whole thing, right? So thank you very much, and thank you all of you. Hope we will be able to give you a lot of insights in this evolving field.